listen.
I am so excited to be here. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for each one of you. This is an absolute great opportunity for each and every one of you. As he said, I was the class president last year, so I get to be here this year. Be very careful. You never know how many times you're going to have to be speaking. Am I right, Cam?
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. Leadership is a leader. I'm sorry, leadership. A leader is a person who has a vision, a drive, and a commitment to achieve that vision and that skills. How many of you noticed my name tag tonight? Did anybody notice what it says? Not any of you that work at the chamber, because all of them are going, yes. Who can tell me what it is? Does anybody know? Board of Directors. When you're meeting people through this class, make sure you notice their name tags. If you notice, whenever I came around and spoke to you, I asked each one of you where you were from and what you did. How did I get in this position of the Board of Directors? Phil, I don't know. It's crazy. When I went through this class, I felt the need to go forward. I felt the need to move to the next step. Whenever I became a chamber member in 2010, I kept seeing the famous blue jackets. How many of you know what the famous blue jackets are? They're ambassadors. If you're an ambassador here, would you please raise your hand? We have 3 ambassadors in this room right now. I watched them.
That's scary. Sorry.
I did. I watched what they did, how they interacted with each other. I wanted to be a part of them. So I worked very hard to become a part of them. In 2011, I was Ambassador of the Year. 2012, I was Ambassador Vice President. In 2013, I was Ambassador President. As the Vice President, I spoke to the first leadership class. Fell in love with the program that night. Actually, I really wanted to be a part of that first class. But my oldest daughter decided to have the royal wedding of Pulaski County that year. So that got put on hold. I told myself that night at that graduation, I have to make this happen for the next year. Because I did. I loved it. I fell in love with the program whenever I sat in your spot at that first graduation. So when I got accepted into the class, next thing you knew, I was president. And as I went through that class, I became a leader, and I felt the need to take the next step. Board of Directors, never dreamed it. Did I ever think I would achieve it? No. But I wanted to have the experience of trying. And it was an extreme honor. And in July 2014, just a couple of months ago, I sat with the Board of Directors. And also in July, I was awarded the 2014 Refer and Earn Award. In our class, we had 4 ambassadors. Remember that number 4. 1 became vice president of the ambassadors. From this class, leaving this class, 1 became vice president. He also was vice president of our class. 1 became sergeant of arms, and he was also ambassador of the year. 2 of them went on to be board of directors, myself and Sean Cordry. And from our class, 3 more of the classmates became ambassadors. 2 of them stepped out who would have never done that before that class. During this class, you will meet some great leaders of our community. I remember being so surprised by what some of these leaders did in our community. I remember them sitting there going, I never knew they did that. Pay attention to them. You will be so surprised at what they do. Your new favorite word. Does anybody know what it's going to be? Networking. Phil spoke on it. Everyone say it. Networking. Get to know your peers, where their jobs are, what they do. Get to know the speakers of each one of your classes. Introduce yourself. And at the end, make sure you send your thank you notes to each person that spoke. It has changed the way I do business, and it will change the way you work in your job and how you do your business. You will step out of your comfort zone. Through the class, right away, I had to step up and be a leader whenever I became president. All I'm going to say is the word midair. I won't give it away, but midair took me out of my comfort zone. I never thought I would do it, and never again will I do it. That's all I'm going to do. But by me being the leader, I knew I had to step up and lead my classmates to do that, because some of them would not have done it if I did not do it. But I felt that I had to do it. You will learn a lot about Pulaski County, things that you knew were here, things that you had no idea was here. You will learn the need for volunteers and how you can step up and volunteer here in this community. You're sitting there right now going, ain't happening. Yes, it will. You will learn. During the second class, all of my classmates and I became very close friends. We all still get together. We all still do things together through community work that we need to do, and on our own, we all get together. Probably my favorite part of that class was becoming good friends with all of them and learning what they're doing beyond that class. I have really enjoyed that part of it. This is my binder from my class. Look how skinny y'all's are. Hal, what does yours look like? Does yours look like theirs or like mine? How does yours look?
Like that.
Nice and thick?
Probably.
Lie. Keep everything you get. I don't care if it's a slip of paper that somebody wrote you a nasty note. You put it in your binder. Every day, I refer back to something that I learned in this class. By how I lead my staff, by how I lead the clients that come into my business, how I deal with them. You would be surprised how many times you go back to this binder. Do your homework. You may not touch this book the whole time you're there. As soon as you get home, do the homework, because there's very, very, very important information in this. You either walk through those doors as a business owner, as employees, or on your own, just that you wanted to take this class. I want every one of you to treat this class as the owner of your own leadership destination. You are the one investing the time. Some invest in money, and some of your bosses told you to get here. Treat it as if you scraped your last dime to get together to come to this class. What you put into this class is exactly what you are going to get out of it. So treat it like you spent your last penny on it. My challenge for you during these next 6 months is learning to get to know each other, put 100% into it, and learn where you need to become volunteers and leaders in our community. Tonight, when you walk through those doors, you probably are wondering, what have I gotten myself into? However, in February, you're going to walk out those doors as leaders. So best of luck to you as you go through this journey. I look forward to working with each one of you throughout this time, and I look forward to seeing each one of you at the graduation and seeing how each one of you changed and see what table you end up sitting in.